Hello and welcome back to Dan the Democrat. Today we are going to be covering the Utah redistricting saga so far, the what the current map looks like, and what a proposal for a fix to the current map may look like. Right in front of us we have the current Utah congressional districts. This map has been challenged and it will possibly be redrawn. As we can see here, we have 4 congressional districts and they all split the county of Salt Lake. We turn on our county overlay real quick. We can see that Salt Lake is split 4 ways. Now, Salt Lake County is about 1.1 million people, so well over the population for a single congressional district, but definitely not warranting a split like this. We can see here, if we look all the way down into the city of Mill Creek, we can see that Mill Creek is split 4 ways, it seems here. So, these districts are drawn, of course, to be quite GOP leaning. If we turn on our 2024 presidential data and then turn on partisan lean, we can see that every one of these is particularly GOP leaning, with only the third being somewhat competitive, but just under Republican 20%, so still pretty red overall. With that stretching down into the native reservations down here in the southeast part of the state. However, it is actually pretty easy to draw a relatively fair map for the state of Utah. If we draw it like this, here we can see that there is one congressional district, the fourth, drawn into Salt Lake City and Salt Lake County, completely contained in the boundaries there. This congressional district is particularly dim leaning, over 20 points, about 26 points to the left in 2024. Then you have the third congressional district. This is the next most dim district, but is immediately very Republican. This is 26 points Republican. And then you have districts 2 and 1, with 1 being 29%, R plus 29% here in the northern part of the state, and then District 2 very rural, with some cities dotted about it in the south and some of the urban areas in Utah County here, making up big portions of the population, but are almost R plus 50 for this congressional district here. The Utah actually has a redistricting commission, but the legislature opted to ignore that commission when drawing this map here, as we can see, definitely for a partisan outcome. Utah is, thought about one of those big old western states, and it does have a lot of land, but again, you see a lot of population concentration in the urban area, almost like you see in its neighboring Nevada to a T, where you have most of the population living in the Vegas area. So certainly, if we turn off the map colors here, we turn on partisan lean, you can see those Democrats really concentrated around in Salt Lake City and in its surrounding southern suburbs. So you do get pretty red pretty quickly as you go southwest here. You do also have some blue mountain towns out here, Park City in Summit County, and some blue bits in the north here in Ogden. I believe this is around the university, and then you have a little university. You have a university down south, but that isn't particularly red, though it is a little bit pinker than its surrounding territories. And certainly on the current map, they make sure that these communities are all split up. Turn on our partisan lean for the precincts here. We can see, oh yeah, just kind of all over the place. Put in with rural territory. So, people look at gerrymandering, and Utah isn't one of those states that has discussed that much. Tends to get written off. Oh, it's just a Mormon state, right? But even here we can see the great impacts of gerrymandering. Shorting Dems a seat. This is something that has been pervasive for a long time in the state of Utah, and hopefully with this court order we can start to see some changes there. Certainly, back in 2012, we take a look here with Mitt Romney on the ballot. Oh, we've taken looks like we've taken 2012 here, probably because of how much it distorts the data. But if we look at our composite here, that certainly makes a lot of these areas redder. Certainly our 4th district gets a lot redder in that regard. But even encountering, looking at 2016, there is a large amount of third-party vote, which is why this is probably all smoothed out here. So that has skewed some of the results in this area. But still, even considering those elections, Salt Lake County remains pretty blue and deserves representation. Anyway, that's been a quick crash course over the state of Utah and its redistricting. I know we've done a lot of redistricting videos recently, but there's been a lot of redistricting news to cover, and I'm sure there will continue to be with Ohio and Indiana on the horizon, possibly other states as well. Talking about redistricting, Illinois has mentioned something just recently, and then we'll see how this continues to develop across the country. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate you all for checking out my stuff, and we'll catch you on the next episode talking about whatever topic we cover. Thank you very much. Bye.